All right, let's give this magic a shot. Ready? 1, 2. So, let's try opening a box with one hand, like a true YouTuber. Oh, love stickers. We got some Thrashin Supply Floorboards. Some instructions. Nice and clean. Oh, those are so cool. Look at that. Made in the USA, just like the Rackets. That's pretty good grip. I was concerned and wondering how it'd feel with it being like just the built aluminum, but that feels pretty grippy. Goes back in here, so you take out the garage, put these on the bike, and compare them with the stock floorboards that I got. I already love these though, just from the first look. Let's get these on the bike, and let's take the old ones off and compare them. Alright guys, so we're going to take off the stock Harley floorboards. So I'm just lifting them up a little bit. You're going to basically use a couple different things. So these two bolts here, there's one right here and one right here. We're going to be taking those off. So we're going to basically just take off this mounting here, and we'll get the new ones on here shortly. Alright you guys, we got it off. Just side by side so you can see the comparison of the floorboards. Obviously Thrashin's is a little bit longer, even got a little bit more width. Also thickness, it's huge. So there's your thickness of the stock plates and Thrashin. So you're gonna have a little bit more clearance with these. Obviously you got more room for your feet so you can move them back and forth. Again, it's just these two bolts right here that you're taking off. It's this one right here and this one right here. It's gonna be the same thing on the other side. With the floorboards for Thrashin, you do have adjustability, so you can move forward one click, back one click, or keep it kind of in the stock position. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna throw these ones on here and we'll see. I didn't go in the middle for the boards. I moved them actually slightly up one more, so they're at the forward-most position. And the reason I did that is I was looking back at some videos. For the forward position, your brake arm is going to be forward here, but you're still going to have at least another 1.5 inches or half an inch back here, which is where you're mainly putting your feet. So that's why I moved it up forward just a little bit. Ooh, but they're not tightened down yet. Like even when my foot's on here, I'm not getting a full lot of use out of the front of the board. I usually want it more on the back. So that's why we're doing it that way. I'll show you the positioning on the other board when I do the other side, but we're gonna get this one tightened on and see how it looks. These are the 3 positions on the floorboards. So you got your 1, 2, 3. So if you put it back here, that moves the boards forward on the bike. This is centered, and this is towards the forward part of the bike, so this will push it back. So think if your mounts are here for the bike, if you move these back, the boards are forward, more towards the front wheel. If you push it this way, it's further back towards the rear wheel, if that makes any sense. So for me, basically, I'm setting them in this forward position because that'll push the board back a little bit, so that I have more length at the back of my heel versus more length towards the front of my toes. Simple. These are already threaded, so I'm just putting some Loctite on these. When I tighten them down, I was throwing the stock threads back on there, and it wasn't reaching to the back side here where you could put the stock nut on. And I was like, oh crap, I need longer like threads to get to the very back of this here so I can tighten on the back of it here. But upon further investigation, we're not using these. So the boards are threaded, so when you get it in there, you can thread it in and it locks in, so you don't need to use the stock nuts. You will use the stock screws, but not the nuts. So that's something for your information, because I was like, oh crap, my stuff's not gonna fit and I gotta get some other stuff. But this is the first floorboard on there. It looks really clean. I already stepped on it. I like the length of it. The black looks really clean. I will say the brake arm is a lot higher now since these are a little bit lower profile. So we're gonna get used to this and we'll kind of go from there. But all right, so let's get floorboard number 2 on there. Let's get this done. All right, you guys, just like that, floorboards are on. It took me a little bit longer because I had to troubleshoot and work through some questions I had, but they look good. Can't wait to take these out on the road. Get a feel for how much room I have now on the boards. They look great. I love the black. There's a great grip on them, and it just adds a little extra huzzah to the bike. So let's get these out on the road and see how they feel. So I know it's kind of hard to figure out what the feel of a floorboard will look like when they tell you the dimensions. Like, you can always put like a ruler down next to your floorboard and got a gauge, but I think the best way is just to show you guys. So I wear size 12. These are just classic high top Vans. So this will give you an idea of just the size of the shoe. So if I have my foot to the very edge of the back here, to the very front, I'm still like underneath the brake lever. So usually I kind of ride almost like right here with my foot off to the side, which it does divot out. So let's see if I can give you guys a good view on that. So like, you have all that floorboard room, your foot is completely on it. So if you like to ride with your feet more out, you can do that and you got tons of room. Again, pressing down, this is the stock brake arm, so you can kind of see position wise where you are comparatively. So it's a little bit higher. I will say that eventually I do want to go and get the Thrashin Supply brake arm that's adjustable, because the lower position would just be a lot more comfortable. So that's what it looks like on the right floorboard with the stock brake arm and the length of the floorboards. Again, same thing. I do have the Thrashin shorty shifter, which I absolutely love, because then you can actually use the floorboard all the way you want with the hill shifter. And this is a regular stock length shift. So again, you feel completely comfortable. You got tons and tons of room on that floorboard, so you get a little more variety where you can move your feet back. If you want to have your feet more forward, it all is comfortable. So this is the position of it comparatively. Again, with the shorty shifter, it's just tucked in here behind. So that's behind the side view. Let's get a little more of a top view for you guys. But that's kind of what it looks like. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a better point of view of what 12 size men's Vans look like on the Thrashin floorboards. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Holdfast Moto. We're going through this. Well, we're on the bike after getting the floorboards on. To be fair and truthful, it's been a couple of days actually that I've had the boards on. So I wanted to give it a little bit more time just to see how it feels. Especially because it's something that you use every time you're on the bike, you know? But I really like the boards. On the bike, they seem just tremendously larger than they do on the pictures. And that's not a bad thing whatsoever. It's just, when you put them on the bike, to me it felt like they look just massive. But it gives you a ton of room to move your feet around. So lengthwise and fit-wise, I love them. I had them to the highest position forward, so that the boards longer wise get pushed back, so they're the same length as the stock boards in the front, but you got the length more in the back, which is what I normally use if I'm going to be comfortable. I'm not using all the front of the board because you either got the brake pad or you got your front of your shifter. So for me, if I have it all the way back here, I can go almost like 90 degrees on the knees. It gives me a lot more room to move around and not have to worry about things, even with the brake pedal on the other side. So for me, having it forward front was a good decision, and it's felt well, and I haven't had any problems with it. Grip wise, so this is the black powder coat. The grip on these got like that grating. It's not a shiny feel on the top, it's like kind of rubbed off the top, so you got that like metal grip. I mean, with the Vans, like, my feet aren't going anywhere if I don't want them to go anywhere. Because the stock boards have that like rubber spring that's kind of like Yeah, the floorboards, I don't know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about if you've ridden on the stock Harley boards. It's supposed to help with like the vibration, so your feet don't get tired. But like you just don't feel as connected to the bike, in my opinion. Like it doesn't feel as responsive. With these, I feel much more in tune with my bike. Like I can feel the road a little bit better. The vibrations, even though it doesn't have the rubber, they're not significant enough where it's like, oh god, I need to get off the bike. It's like, no, it's not bad at all. For me, I like the feel of being able to feel my bike and move around. It just feels more comfortable. The look of them, they look great on the bike. I think it just gives the bike a little bit more of a low profile, and I kind of like that. Installing them was pretty easy, probably easier for some people than me. I still had to figure out that you don't need to keep the nuts from the stock boards. You just keep the bolts. So that was something I kind of had to go through and freak out, like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Did I order not something? It's like, no, you don't know how to install floorboards. So honestly, it should only take you like 30 minutes tops. It's not bad whatsoever. But me personally, I love Thrashin stuff. So I mean, I got their floor shifter, or the hill shifter, the shorty shifter, which honestly is a great idea. Now I have the floorboards. Let's be honest, this is only the very beginning of the many things that we're gonna throw on my bike from Thrashin. Oh, and the lady got me these bad boys. And I freaking love the colors. And also there's always the thing that these boards are lighter. They also have a little bit higher of a profile, so you've got a little bit more lean angle clearance. And those are all things that you can always think about when you're doing stuff to your bike. Look at that nice strong turn. No scraping, nothing. But yeah, after riding with these for a week, I really enjoy them. I don't have any real qualms about it. I just like them. Like, they feel comfortable. I got a lot more room, so for longer trips it's going to be more comfortable. I'm thinking, I haven't been on anything long yet since I put the boards on, but overall fit and feel, they feel great, they look great, they feel comfortable, they're sturdy. I feel better on the bike with these than if I didn't have them on the bike, if that makes it as simple of a possible review. Let's see if we can get some shade up in here. That's got my name written all over it. Yep. I definitely recommend. I went with the black because I thought the chrome boards might be a little too much for me and doing a little too much chrome popping. But honestly, some people, I've seen the chrome and it actually looks pretty good. But yeah, I've enjoyed them. They are pricey, but I mean, it is something like you're throwing your feet on and touching every single time you're on the bike. For me, it's all about if the investment's worth it or not. These, I say yes. I love the feel. I love the look. It gives me a ton more room, which for me, since I don't have the highway pegs for like trips, this I feel like is going to give me so much more comfort in being able to move my foot back and forward and not have any issues with it, you know? And again, it's all up to what your preferences are. If you want something that's not as long looking as these, they have, I think, the Apex floorboards. They're just a bit shorter, and you can even get the extenders that they have that lengths in it, so it's the same length as this. And those ones are a little bit, I think they're more athletic in their styling. They have a little more lift up here. These are just flat boards all the way through. I freaking love them. They feel great, look great. And that's kind of all you can ask for when you're putting stuff on your bike, right? If it looks good to you and then it feels good, that's a win-win. Slowly but surely we'll be adding more stuff to the bike. Just got to save up for it, so. But yeah, so that's the review of the Thrashin floorboards. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, you want to pick my brain about them, just put comments down below the video, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. If there's something I don't know, I'll let you know that I don't know it. I'm not trying to pretend like I know everything here. But anyways, thank you guys for all the support. It's been fun. I think as of today, we got 60 subscribers, which is pretty freaking awesome. So we're on our way. The goal is to get to 100. And then we'll go to the next goal and that. But thank you guys for all subscribing. Thanks for the comments. It's been fun talking with some of you guys and figuring out like your favorite rides. And thanks for just like tuning in and watching these videos. So I will see you guys on the next video. Till then, stay safe and have fun riding.